The 2025 BYD Yangwang U7 predictive suspension works 1,000 times per sec. Yangwang, the Chinese carmaker that brought us the Mach 5-inspired, jumping, dancing U9 electric hypercar, isn't shy when it comes to boasting about the off-kilter feats its vehicles can deliver. This time it's rooftop Wing Chun on the new U7. The promotional video opens with what looks like the cast of Cirque du Soleil as they perform a variety of acrobatics, from performers balancing fine china, absolutely no pun intended, in impossible poses to juggling to graceful human towers, all while atop the roof as it drives across a random spattering of cobblestone streets and speed bumps from about 1.2 inches to 2 inches, 30 millimeters to 50 millimeters, tall, scattered about like a roadway minefield. In a later segment, a Wing Chun master, have you ever seen Donnie Yen in it, man? That's what we are talking about. Drops into a Tai Chi-like pose, squatting gracefully on one foot, balancing on the roof of the U7. The point is that this Yangwang has one heck of a sweet ride. The U7 uses an active electromagnetic suspension setup called BYD. What really sets it apart from traditional hydraulic shocks is its integration with the car's lidar and cameras, and makes predictive adjustments to the stiffness of the shock. It literally scans the road conditions about half a second ahead to anticipate any bumps and adjust accordingly up to 1,000 times per second. That's a lot. In fact, it's superior to even some of the most advanced adaptive suspension systems out there, like Audi's predictive air suspension or Mercedes' e-active body control. The 17 feet 5 inch, 5.3 meter, 6,825 pounds, 3,095 kilograms monster made its hefty debut on March 27th. To make up for its Ford F-250 Super Duty Crew Cab diesel 4x4 weight, yes, it really weighs the same. It has no shortage of ponies under the hood, with 1,282 horsepower, 956 kilowatts, and 1,168 pounds-feet of torque, 1,584 Newton-meters, ready to burn through its 135.5 kilowatt-hour battery pack for a CLTC-rated 447 miles, 720 kilometers of range. But let's be real, the China light-duty vehicle test cycle is always overly optimistic. By 15 to 20% when it comes to EV range. EPA standards, which are much more real-world standards, would relegate BYD's U7 dead on the side of the road in around 310 to 357 miles, 499 to 575 kilometers. But no fear, the BYD Yangwang U7 supports 500 kilowatts charging. Theoretically, if all the stars aligned and the moon phase was just right during the autumnal solstice, the car could be charged from completely dead to 100% in just over 16 minutes. You see what I did there, right? In reality, however, BYD says it'll do 30% to 80% in just under 20 minutes. And by the way, those wild horses aren't actually under the hood. The Yangwang U7 has 4 motors, one at each wheel, averaging about 320 horsepower, 239 kilowatts each. That's good for a 2.8 second 0 to 60 miles per hour time, 2.9 seconds 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, hitting it right there with the Lamborghini Huracan. Performanti is Italian for super duper fast. BYD says the Yangwang U7 has a drag coefficient of 0.195, making it one slippery car, allowing it to cut through the air at speed with less battery-consuming resistance. To put that in perspective, Aptera's new dolphin-shaped EV, 20 years in the making with claims of being the most aerodynamic car ever, is 0.13. It's essentially a road-legal UFO. On the opposite end of the spectrum, the world's worst drag coefficient is a parachute at about 1.2. Thanks for watching.